Another 4 days, the Hawaii Super Ferry announced it's moving its relaunch date to December 6th. That's because the state barge that used to disembark cars on the Super Ferry was damaged during a storm swell. Repairs should be done by the 30th, but more time was needed before the ferry could set sail. The Super Ferry says it's refunded or accommodated all passengers holding tickets for December 1st to the 5th. There's an enormous amount riding on Saturday's UH football game. A win could be worth millions. It's money the athletic department could spend upgrading facilities that some call embarrassing. Brooks Baird joins us with more on this story. Brooks.
The KIE beat a very average Washington team Saturday, and the Warriors will most likely be invited to a big-name bowl game. And with that invitation comes millions of dollars for the athletic department.
And he said, I want to stay with this great man, an outstanding coach.
As Hawaii moved closer to victory over Boise State and within one win of a likely invitation to a BCS bowl game, announcer Sean McDonough made this remark.
And if they do get to a BCS bowl game, let's hope they spend some of the money on facilities here, because, folks, if you saw their practice field and their office buildings, you'd be amazed that they could have this kind of success with their facilities in, quite frankly, an embarrassing state of disrepair.
McDonough must have been referring to Cook Field. It's the university's artificial turf field, which is missing its artificial turf. He certainly was not referring to the football team's grass practice field, because it is beautiful. In fact, several of the athletic department's facilities are being spruced up. $1 million are being spent on new turf at Les Murakami Stadium. The tennis complex was recently rebuilt, a $3.4 million expenditure. And the Duke Kahanamoku Aquatic Complex just got a facelift.
You know, we're very fortunate. We just had $1.5 million or so spent here, re-roofing, painting, making some safety improvements of the facility.
In all, the university has spent more than $10 million on athletic facilities since 2000. Still, players say they don't have sparkling locker rooms, showers, and other amenities like found at other universities.
It's something that we should, I think that we deserve. We're not one of the worst teams in all of college football. We're actually up there, So I think we do deserve better facilities. It's one of the worst that I've seen.
Some of the improvements the team covets may now just be one win away.
Certainly, I would think if you get to the big dance, it's going to help, because the athletic department gets some money. Hopefully that means Cook Field will get some field turf.
If Hawaii beats Washington Saturday and is invited to a BCS bowl game, the athletic department stands to get in the neighborhood of $4.5 to $5 million. About $1 million would go toward bowl game expenses, but everything after that would be pure profit. Brooks Baird, KGMB 9 News.
Thank you, Brooks. And we'll hear from Colt Brennan later in sports. Here's the latest on parking at Aloha Stadium. The lower Halava parking lot will open at 1:30 Saturday afternoon. All other gates will open an hour later, and alternate parking sites will also open at 2:30. Lots of weather change.
I mean, feels like a huge weight's been lifted off our shoulder, and now I think there's kind of all this energy, all this new life, because we've got our goal, what we set out to win, and now there's this great opportunity in front of us, and everyone seems healthy.
The opportunity Hawaii has is to play in a bowl championship series, and by being ranked 12th in the BCS standings right now, that puts the Warriors in the exclusive postseason party. UH also ranks 11th in the AP poll and 10th in the coaches poll. What's most important is keeping that top 12 BCS ranking, and for Hawaii, only an undefeated season can do that. That's how Boise State got to the Fiesta Bowl last year, and according to the analysts, UH could be the WAC's next Cinderella story.
What more can you ask of a team than to win every game it's played? Yeah, it's been against some weaker competition. Yeah, they had to struggle to scrape by against teams like San Jose State, but they've won. That's the bottom line. I don't care if their strength of schedule is ranked 117th. Boise State was 100th last year. It didn't seem to matter when they played Oklahoma. Give them a chance to play the big boys.
Well, the most entertaining bowl game we saw last year was Boise State and Oklahoma. Why don't we get the opportunity to see Hawaii go to the Sugar Bowl and play against LSU? That would be entertaining in a postseason that will be very boring.
They've only played 2 opponents with winning records. They played Northern Colorado and Charleston Southern. That's why, to answer the man's question, they aren't getting any love. Now, if they beat Jake Locker in Washington and they get into a BCS Bowl by chance, and then they beat somebody, say, in the Sugar Bowl, then we'll give them lots of love, like Boise.
With Hawaii boasting its first 11-0 record in school history and as the only undefeated team left in the country, the Heisman hype is at an all-time high for Colt Brennan, who also picked up another WAC award today. Brennan earned his 4th WAC Offensive Player of the Week award. The senior completed 40 of 35 passes for 495 yards and 5 touchdowns in UH's WAC title-clinching 39-27 win over Boise State last Friday. He also rushed for 18 yards and a touchdown, but Colt says nothing matters right now except this week's season finale.
Everyone I know is saying, BCS, who might we play? And, if everybody really wants that to be a reality, all the fans out there, then they need to really focus on Washington, because unless we get through this week's game, there's no chance of that ever happening. We're going to need, another great performance by everybody, fans, players included, and so we get that win, and then we can really have some fun.
UH also scooped up Defensive Player of the Week honors. That went to Solomon Elamimian. The junior had a game-high 14 tackles, 10 solo in the Warriors' first win over the Broncos in 6 years. Elamimian helped Hawaii's defense limit the Broncos to a season-low 101 yards rushing. He credits defensive coordinator Greg McMackin for his game plan.
It's crazy. Like this team this year, we understand when big moments happen, when we need to step it up as far as team-wise. Defensively, you got to see it all year. When we need a defense to, make stops and make a big play, we came through. And I think that's just the part of maturity we have. And, I think we understand that, this is our year.
Hawaii now ranked number 12 in the Bowl Championship Series, and there's just one more hurdle to overcome before Hawaii fans can possibly be on their way to a big bowl game. The Warriors are the last remaining unbeaten team in the country, and this Saturday they finish the season at home against the University of Washington.
That's right. Colt Brennan and company need to stay at the 12th spot in order to guarantee a BCS Bowl. Stephen Florino joins us now with a look at how the WAC champions are feeling about this Saturday's big game.
The Walter Warriors reached their magic number 12th in the BCS rankings, which guarantees them a BCS Bowl berth if they finish there. So staying at that spot is now the trick. Warriors wrap up the regular season this Saturday against the Huskies of the Pac-10. Last Friday's win was huge, but players and coaches hope fans haven't overlooked the importance of this season finale.
Everyone I know is saying, BCS, who might we play? And, if everybody really wants that to be a reality, all the fans out there, then they need to really focus on Washington, because unless we get through this week's game, there's no chance of that ever happening. And Washington is a good football team. So we have another war, this Saturday, and we're going to need, another great performance by everybody, fans, players included. And so we get that win, and then we can really have some fun.
For all that fun from last Friday's game, quarterback Colt Brennan named the Western Athletic Conference Offensive Player of the Week, and linebacker Solomon Elamimian got defensive honors. Back to the Husky game. It is sold out, but being broadcast live on ESPN2. Kickoff set for 6:30. Reporting live, Stephen Florino, K5 News at 9.
Well, the sold-out game has diehard UH fans scrambling for tickets. K5 News at 9's Mariella David is live at Aloha Stadium with a look at the price people are willing to pay.
Based on Craigslist and eBay listings, fans are willing to pay hundreds of dollars just to witness the game in person here at Aloha Stadium. On Craigslist, we spoke with one guy who posted an ad today. He says within hours he sold 3 tickets for $400. On eBay, the highest priced listing we found, 4 tickets for $1,000. But one UH fan says from his experience, your best bet is to buy from scalpers at the game.
I actually bought my tickets at Aloha Stadium from the scalpers there, which I find to be a little bit more reasonable than being on eBay and Craigslist.
Also spoke with UH officials. They say they're still getting calls from frantic fans asking for tickets even though the game is sold out. There's also an online site called Ticket Marketplace. That's where season ticket holders turn in their tickets when they can't make it to the game. But UH officials say that at the last game against Boise, tickets sold out within 10 minutes after they were posted. Reporting live from Aloha Stadium, K5 News at 9, Mariella David.